Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time.
You got it.
We'll get started here with John McMullen and then Jeff McQueen.
John, before you start, happy holiday, everybody.
Happy holidays to you, JG. Kenny, I was going to ask you about the game, but obviously other things have taken precedence here. What's it been like in the building since you guys know Nick has tested positive? And how much have you guys talked about this kind of circumstance, whether, it's the head coach testing positive or you? How much have you discussed potential plans as this season has gone on?
Yeah, John. When this all first came out a couple of years ago, you obviously have to talk about it a lot. And my first initial reaction to what you just asked was it's exhausting how much we talk about this, honestly. But you have to do that. So, we've talked about a lot of different scenarios. What if this happens? Plan A, Plan B. Who's doing what? What are we doing? How are we handling the players, the meetings, all that. So, feel really good. We've talked through all this, and it's expect the unexpected. And Nick's done a good job since we've got here because we're still kind of in this world that we're living in. Hey, here's what we're going to do when these things happen, and feel good about the plan in place.
Go ahead, Jeff, and then Bo.
JG, what went into Fletcher lining up at end a little more? I know it wasn't a significant amount, but it seemed like he had success rushing from the edge.
Yeah, Jeff, that's one of the, we've done that a little bit in certain games. Just one of the looks, and, that was out of a different package. A couple looks we had off of that look, and a couple calls we had off of that look. And, we did a good job with it, and it worked a couple times, and decided to kind of keep rolling with it. And they did a good job executing. That one, Jeff, it's like... with that, it's like, sorry to cut you off. It's like, I always talk about our guys. It's about players, not plays, man. And our guys know that, and they did a good job of executing last night.
Yeah, just a quick follow-up. How do you think Fletcher did it in his pass rush?
He played his ass off. I mean, he affected the game for us, and he doesn't know this, but he's going to get player of the game. But he's in the quarterback's lap all day long. He's got a sack. The sack ended the 2-minute. Had a couple hits on a quarterback. Played extremely well in the run game. He really affected the game for us. As I like to call it, you guys heard me say it. He train wrecked the game.
Go ahead, Bo, and then Martin Frank.
Hey, JG, because you have exhausted the conversation, can you share with us what the plan would be if you weren't able to coach on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go into that, Bo. I'll let Nick handle that if that were to happen. Knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't, but we have a good plan in place.
Go ahead, Martin, and then Zach.
Hey, Jonathan, if I could ask you a Giants-related question. When you played them like 3 or 4 weeks ago, obviously Daniel Jones was the quarterback, and this week it's either going to be Jake Fromm or Mike Glennon. Now, I was just wondering, what it's like preparing for them, what you see in a guy like Fromm, or if it's Glennon, how that preparation is going.
Yeah, really good question, Martin. I always tell our guys, especially, your divisional opponents, especially when you play them, closer together, you got to be careful of, hey, this is what worked and this is what we did really well, or this didn't work. It's got to be a kind of a blend of, you go back to step one, you keep, you prepare just like you haven't played them all year, and you do have that, that game log that you look at, see how they tried to attack, see what we did, see what worked for us, etc. But, it's a fresh slate. This is just like the next game up, and we do have a little bit of familiarity with them. So we got to see how we think they're going to try to attack us. And then, the second part to your question is, we got to prepare for both quarterbacks, just like we've had to do a couple different games. You got to have plan in place to, be able to affect the quarterback. And a lot of that goes into who's actually playing quarterback. So we'll have a good plan for both of those guys.
We'll go to Zach and then Josh.
Hey, Jonathan. Nick shared with us that Kevin Patullo will take over some of the game day responsibilities. if Nick's not back. We haven't had much exposure to Kevin. You've obviously worked with him. I guess, what can you share with us about Kevin, about the type of coach he is, the type of person he is?
First and foremost, great person. You know, he's one of the better people I've met in the NFL. And then, you know, obviously a very good coach. I'm going to tell him after I get done with you guys, don't be juicing me about play calls. But that was a joke, guys. But yeah, extremely confident in how he's going to handle his business. And, you know, I'm sure Nick talked to you guys about that's a lot of those decisions and things like that. We kind of talk about those before they actually happen. So I'm sure Nick will have him in autopilot. He'll do a good job for us.
Go ahead, Josh, and then Chris Franklin.
Hey, Jonathan, if I could just follow up on that, and I just have two brief questions as well. You saw Kevin kind of ascend in Indianapolis while you were with him the past several years. That, in regards to the coaching, did anything stand out about his style? Just again, a follow up to Zach's question, or about his everyday business with the players under him.
Yeah, the main thing that stands out, because he was the receivers coach in Indy, and I was the DB coach in Indy, obviously, and those two groups in training camp and in OTAs are extremely competitive, and he's super competitive. Where I felt like at times we were going to fight on the practice field, but he knows how to connect with the players. He could always reach the players. And, his guys play hard for him, and they're always well coached, and he's a good football coach.
No, we appreciate it given the circumstances. And another question on a different topic, but Tehran Jackson got into the backfield a couple times yesterday. What has pleased you about his development as the year has progressed for him?
Yeah, it's just like, all of our guys, you guys heard me say, it's kind of going to be the same answer. When guys start to have some production, have some success, you see it on the practice field first, and that's why we feel comfortable. Anyone that plays for us, we feel comfortable when they're out there to make plays for us. And he's been another, especially for rookies, he's gotten some quality snaps, and he's made some mistakes out there, and he's made some plays out there throughout the year, and he's correcting his mistakes. He's getting better every day at practice. That's when the work is done, practice throughout the week. And then the game is kind of a culmination of your preparation, and it's good to see him have some success, make a few plays for us that really helped us in that ball game, and I expect that from T-Jack.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Jonathan, just curious to get your observations when looking at Evan Engram for Giants. What type of challenges does he present to the defense for this upcoming game?
Big, fast, ball skills, can run away from people, good catch radius, gets in and out of the cut extremely fast. He really looks like a big receiver out there, the way he moves, and then you walk by him in pregame warm-ups, you're like, whoa, this guy's built like a tight end, but he moves like a receiver. So really big challenge for us because he's an explosive play threat from the tight end position, and he plays multiple positions, how they align him and deploy him. He'll be in line, he'll be the wing, he'll be split out, he'll be the X receiver, and we got to have a good plan depending what coverages that we're in, who's on him, where our help is, and things of that nature. So just got to know how we're defending him within each coverage to do a good job on him, because he can wreck the game.
All right. Thanks for the time, Coach.
All right. Happy holidays, guys. Thank you.